The female CEO happened to glance out the car window. She was shocked to see a little boy calling for help. Looking inside the vehicle, she quickly realized it was a child trafficker. She immediately ordered the driver to block the suspicious car. Sure enough, the trafficker sensed danger and fled on foot. The CEO saw the child crying helplessly in the car. Her maternal instinct kicked in. She picked him up and held him in her arms, gently asked for his name and home address. But the young boy only knew his name. He had no idea where he lived. The CEO looked at his small frame and felt a pang in her heart. She had been single for years and had no children. She decided on the spot to adopt him, and publicly announced at her company that the kidnapped boy would be her sole heir. 20 years passed in the blink of an eye. The boy grew into a handsome and steady young man. The CEO handed over all her businesses to him. Even though he was now successful, he never gave up the idea of finding his biological parents. What he didn't know was that his real parents had never stopped looking for him. In search of their son, they traveled across the country, eating steamed buns to fill their stomachs, drinking cold water to quench their thirst, braving the sun and rain, living frugally, all just to find their missing child. One day, after finally getting a full meal, their tricycle suddenly broke down. They had no choice but to push it under the scorching sun. After only a few steps, the woman collapsed from heatstroke. Her husband panicked and carried her to the nearest hospital, but the doctor's words struck them like a bolt from the blue. It turned out the woman was in the late stages of cancer. She had little time left. This was another devastating blow to their already broken family. The man couldn't accept it. He buried his head and cried helplessly. The woman was just as heartbroken. She had not yet seen the son she longed for day and night. A patient in the next bed felt sorry for them, and just so happened to be watching the news on his phone. In the news, the adopted son, now a CEO, was looking for his birth parents. Hearing the familiar name, the couple's eyes lit up. The man shakily borrowed the phone and confirmed that the name and age matched their son. But the patient said the CEO was extremely low profile. There were no photos of him online. The good news was the company was nearby. The woman could not wait another moment to find her son. Soon the couple arrived at the company building, but the snobbish security guard refused to let them in. After hearing they were there to meet the CEO as his parents, he laughed in their faces, mocking them for dreaming too big, and tried to kick them out. Just as they were about to leave in disappointment, the CEO arrived for an inspection. He walked right past them, dressed in construction clothes to avoid attention. He wanted to quietly observe the project. Meanwhile, the couple found the project office. The manager turned out to be the boy's cousin. They excitedly handed over some eggs from home, hoping he could help them contact the CEO. But to their surprise, he burst out laughing, mocking them for having unrealistic hopes. He even cruelly said they would never find their son. Then he grabbed an egg and smashed it on the man's head, calling over a group of workers to further humiliate the poor old couple. But just then, the CEO, dressed as a worker, was standing at the door witnessing everything.